Hey, Car Vibes fam, welcome back to the channel. Today we're diving into something truly exciting that's got the entire car community talking. The all-new 2026 Oldsmobile Cutlass. Yes, you heard that right. The Cutlass is back. And this isn't just a nostalgic throwback, it's a full-fledged modern muscle revival that blends heritage with high-tech innovation and striking design. It's been decades since we last saw the Oldsmobile badge on a new car. But GM's decision to resurrect this legend shows that American performance still has a heartbeat. So buckle up because we're about to take a deep dive into everything this car has to offer. From its jaw-dropping looks to the muscle under the hood. The moment you see the 2026 Cutlass, you know it's something special. Its design perfectly balances old-school character with modern aggression. The silhouette echoes the fastback proportions of the classic Cutlass 442, with a long hood, a sculpted side profile, and a tight rear stance that gives it that unmistakable muscle car attitude. Up front, the split grille returns in homage to Oldsmobile's historic styling, but now it's reimagined with a futuristic twist. Sleek LED headlights, a thin chrome bar across the front fascia, and aggressive air intakes make it look both retro and menacing. Around back, the taillights stretch across the width of the car with a continuous LED strip, giving it that modern flow while subtly nodding to the cars of the past. Every inch of this car feels purposeful, aerodynamic, and packed with attitude. Asterisk step inside, and the transformation continues. The cabin feels like a perfect blend of luxury, tech, and performance. Oldsmobile has clearly pulled out all the stops to make sure the new Cutlass delivers a premium experience. The driver's seat wraps around you, and you're greeted by a fully digital 12.3-inch instrument cluster that's crisp and customizable. The center console features a massive 15-inch touchscreen loaded with the latest infotainment system, offering wireless Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, along with a host of performance data screens. The materials are top-notch Think soft-touch leather, brushed aluminum trim, and ambient LED lighting that changes with your drive mode. There's even a heads-up display and voice-activated controls. It's not just a car that performs, it's a car that makes you feel connected to every drive. Asterisk, now let's talk about power, because that's what every muscle car fan wants to know. The 2026 Cutlass doesn't disappoint. According to early reports and insider leaks, there will be multiple engine options to satisfy a wide range of drivers. The base model is said to feature a turbocharged 2.7-liter four-cylinder pushing around 325 horsepower, enough to keep things fun while remaining efficient. But the real magic happens with the higher trims. The Cutlass GT trim is rumored to come with a naturally aspirated 6.2-liter V8 borrowed from GM's performance stable, producing close to 495 horsepower and around 470 pound-feet of torque. That's enough to launch this beast from 0 to 60 miles per hour in under 4 seconds. There's also a hybrid variant rumored to join the lineup, combining a 3.6-liter V6 with an electric motor to produce over 400 horsepower while delivering improved fuel economy. It's a smart move. Bridging traditional muscle with the electrified future, asterisk all models are expected to feature a 10-speed automatic transmission, tuned for both smoothness and precision, with optional paddle shifters for those who love manual control. Rear-wheel drive will come standard, but an all-wheel drive option might also be on the table for added grip and year-round usability. The chassis itself rides on GM's updated Alpha Plus platform, which is known for its balance between strength and lightness, using a mix of high-strength steel and aluminum components. The suspension setup is fully independent with adaptive dampers, ensuring the Cutlass can handle corners just as well as it dominates straightaways. Brembo brakes, performance tires, and selectable drive modes like Eco, Sport, and Track complete the package, letting you fine-tune the experience to your liking. Asterisk performance aside, Oldsmobile has packed the Cutlass with cutting-edge technology into something that has the entire automotive world buzzing. The all-new 2026 Dodge Viper, after years of silence. The legendary American supercar that defined raw muscle and unfiltered power is rumored to make a triumphant return, and enthusiasts everywhere can't stop talking about it. The Viper has always been more than just a car. It's a statement of pure performance, attitude, and danger wrapped in a sleek, venomous body. Now, in 2026, Dodge is said to be bringing that legend back with a modern twist while staying true to its wild roots. Asterisk. Just looking at the early renders and leaked concepts, the 2026 Viper is an absolute showstopper. The proportions are classic Viper, a massive hood stretching endlessly forward, a low-slung roofline, and a wide, muscular stance that looks ready to pounce. The design language feels like a perfect fusion of nostalgia and innovation. There's the unmistakable aggression from past generations, but now sharpened with aerodynamic precision. Huge side intakes dominate the profile, channeling air to what's expected to be a monstrous engine. The front end features razor-thin LED headlights, a sculpted hood with functional vents, and an intimidating grille that looks like it's grinning just before it strikes. Around the back, the wide haunches house massive tires and a diffuser that screams track-ready performance, while the dual exhaust outlets are mounted high for that pure racing aesthetic. Everything about this car, from its low ground clearance to its wide body, looks purpose-built to dominate the road and the racetrack. Asterisk inside the cabin. Dodge is expected to completely rethink what a Viper interior feels like. In the past, Vipers were famously more cockpit than comfort zone, but for 2026, we might see the best of both worlds. Early reports suggest a minimalist yet premium layout built entirely around the driver. Expect deep bucket seats wrapped in Alcantara, exposed carbon fiber panels, a flat-bottom steering wheel with integrated controls, and a fully digital instrument cluster that can shift between road and track modes. The center console might be trimmed in aluminum or matte carbon, and the start button could sit right where it belongs, front and center, daring you to push it. Even though technology will likely be upgraded to modern standards, with a high-definition infotainment screen and advanced connectivity, Dodge is expected to keep the car's essence raw, mechanical, and focused on driving rather than distractions. Asterisk. But what's a Viper without a venomous bite? The biggest question on everyone's mind is what's going to power this beast. While Dodge hasn't confirmed official specs, rumors have been swirling that the 2026 Viper could either bring back a naturally aspirated V10, possibly a new generation 8.4-liter, or introduce something even more extreme, maybe a twin-turbo V8 with hybrid assistance. Either way, the expected power output is absolutely wild, somewhere between 750 and 900 horsepower. That kind of muscle would easily put it in the same league as supercars from Ferrari, Lamborghini, and McLaren, but with that signature American edge, brutal, loud, and untamed. If Dodge really goes all out, we could even see special editions like an ACR version pushing 1,000 horsepower and designed purely for track use. Asterisk. Performance-wise, this car is built to destroy records. With a lightweight body made from aluminum and carbon fiber, a low center of gravity and rear-wheel drive, the new Viper is expected to hit 0 to 60 miles per hour in under 3 seconds. With a top speed well over 200 miles per hour, the transmission will likely be a dual-clutch system for the all-new 2026 Chevrolet Corvette. This latest version doesn't just tweak a few things here and there. It takes what made the modern Corvette so revolutionary and pushes it to an entirely new level. From the design and performance to the technology and interior upgrades, Chevrolet has refined every detail to make sure this new Corvette isn't just an evolution, it's a full-blown statement in the world of supercars. Whether you're a lifelong fan or just someone who appreciates raw American performance, this car demands your attention. At first glance, the 2026 Corvette immediately looks aggressive yet sophisticated. The body keeps that low, sculpted mid-engine profile introduced with the previous generation, but with sharper detailing and more premium materials. The large side intakes feed cool air to the powerhouse behind the driver, while the wider rear end gives the car that purposeful stance that screams speed even when it's standing still. Chevrolet has introduced new paint options this year, including Roswell Green Metallic and Blade Silver Metallic. and a new set of standard 19-inch front and 20-inch rear forged aluminum wheels finished in pearl nickel. The aerodynamics have been subtly refined too, improving both high-speed stability and cooling. Everything about the design feels tighter, more modern, and more intentional underneath that bold skin. The Corvette still uses its now iconic mid-engine layout, but with significant powertrain improvements. The lineup covers a range of power levels, from the Stingray all the way up to the monster ZR1X. The Stingray carries the tried-and-true 6.2-liter naturally aspirated V8 that delivers around 495 horsepower and 470 pound-feet of torque, sending all that power to the rear wheels through an 8-speed dual-clutch automatic transmission. The 0 to 60 time remains blistering at about 2.9 seconds, putting it squarely in supercar territory despite being the base model. Step up to the Z06 and you get a 5.5-liter flat-plane crank V8 that screams to 8,600 revolutions per minute, producing 670 horsepower and 460 pound-feet of torque. That's the kind of engine note that raises the hairs on your arms every time you rev it. And then there's the Zora and the all-new ZR1X, the top of the Corvette food chain. The Zora uses a twin-turbocharged version of that same 5.5-liter V8, cranking output to over 1,000 horsepower and 828 pound-feet of torque. If that wasn't wild enough, the ZR1X takes things even further, blending electric motors into the equation to create a hybrid system with over 1,200 horsepower and all-wheel drive. That means a 0 to 60 time that dips below 2 seconds. Performance numbers that put it head-to-head with hypercars costing 3 or 4 times as much. Chevrolet clearly isn't content with competing in the sports car segment anymore. This car is aiming to redefine what's possible in American performance engineering. The interior of the 2026 Corvette is a complete revolution. Chevrolet took feedback from drivers and critics and transformed the cockpit into something that looks and feels genuinely futuristic. The layout now features 3 high-resolution screens, a 14-inch digital gauge cluster, a 12.7-inch center touchscreen, and a smaller 6.6-inch control screen positioned to the left of the steering wheel for quick-access functions. Gone are the rows of physical buttons along the center console. Everything now flows more smoothly, with intuitive touch and voice controls that make the cabin cleaner and more driver-focused. The materials have been upgraded too, with new options for leather, carbon fiber, and Alcantara, plus fresh color schemes and customizable ambient lighting. Sitting inside the new Corvette feels like stepping into a high-tech fighter jet more than a traditional sports car from behind the wheel. The driving experience is as intense as you'd imagine. 2026 Ford GT is one of those cars that doesn't just exist to get you from one place to another, it exists to remind you what pure automotive passion feels like. Welcome back to Car Vibes, where we dive deep into the machines that move. US, and today we're going all in on the legend reborn, the 2026 Ford GT. This car continues the legacy that started decades ago with the original GT40. The car that famously took down Ferrari at Le Mans in the 1960s, the GT name has always been about speed, precision, and dominance, and this new model carries that heritage into the future with cutting-edge technology, mind-bending performance, and unmistakable style. Asterisk at first glance, the 2026 Ford GT looks like something straight out of a futuristic racing dream. It's low, wide, and built with every curve and vent designed for aerodynamic perfection. The body is constructed almost entirely from carbon fiber, which not only makes it incredibly lightweight, but also adds a raw, aggressive look that screams performance. Every line has purpose air intakes channel wind to cool the engine. The active rear wing automatically adjusts for stability at high speeds, and the sculpted diffuser helps glue the car to the road. This isn't just designed for design's sake. It's functional beauty, the kind of engineering that merges art and science into something that moves like nothing else on the road. Asterisk underneath that sleek exterior is the heart of a beast. While Ford hasn't officially released every spec yet, we can expect the 2026 GT to push past the limits set by its predecessor's 3.5-liter twin-turbocharged EcoBoost V6 that produced around 660 horsepower. Rumors suggest even more power this time, possibly breaking the 700 horsepower mark with improved turbocharging and maybe even hybrid assist technology for instant torque. That means blistering acceleration 0 to 60 miles per hour likely in. The low 2-second range and a top speed beyond 215 miles per hour. The sound of that engine, mounted just behind the driver, is pure mechanical music, sharp, aggressive, and spine-tingling, reminding you that this car is alive, breathing through every throttle input. The chassis and suspension system are equally advanced. Expect an adaptive suspension setup that can stiffen or soften itself in milliseconds, allowing the car to stay flat and composed on the track yet comfortable enough for street driving. The steering is razor sharp, with incredible feedback that lets the driver feel every inch of the road. Carbon ceramic brakes deliver astonishing stopping power, and advanced traction and stability systems work in harmony to keep all that power under control. But make no mistake, the GT isn't about electronic babysitting. It's about balance. It rewards skill, precision, and bravery, giving you exactly what you put into it. Inside, the cabin feels more like a fighter jet cockpit than a luxury car interior. Ford has stripped away the unnecessary and focused on the essentials. Every button, every display, every control is designed for performance. The seats are lightweight racing shells wrapped in Alcantara and leather, holding the driver tightly in place during high-G cornering. The steering wheel is compact, featuring integrated controls inspired by racing cars and the digital instrument. Cluster delivers real-time data on speed, forces, lap times, and more. There's minimal clutter, but maximum intent. It's not about comfort, it's about connection. Every switch and sound reminds you that you're piloting something extraordinary. Technology plays a big role in the 2026 Ford GT. Expect advanced aerodynamics controlled by onboard computers, variable ride heights for different driving modes, and a next-generation infotainment system that integrates with track telemetry and performance analytics. 26 Ford Mustang GTD, the most extreme, most advanced, and most track-ready Mustang ever built. Forget everything you thought you knew about muscle cars, because this machine isn't just a Mustang, it's a full-blown supercar that happens to wear the Mustang badge. This is Ford's answer to the world's most elite performance cars. And it's ready to take on names like Porsche, Ferrari, and even AMG, so buckle up, because we're about to break down everything that makes this beast so insane under the hood. The Mustang GTD packs a monstrous, supercharged 5.2-liter V8 engine that pushes out around 815 horsepower and close to 664 pound-feet of torque. This isn't a reworked GT engine. It's built from the ground up with track performance in mind. It screams past 7,000 RPM, and every time it revs, it sounds like thunder tearing through the sky. Power is sent to the rear wheels through a rear-mounted 8-speed dual-clutch transmission, which means lightning-quick shifts and incredible balance. That rear transaxle setup also helps achieve a near-perfect 50/50th weight distribution, something unheard of in the Mustang lineup before this car came along. Now, this car isn't just powerful. It's a piece of engineering art. The entire structure and aerodynamics of the Mustang GTD are inspired by the Mustang GT3 race car. It's built with extensive use of carbon fiber from the body panels to the driveshaft, cutting down on weight and giving it strength and rigidity. The car features active aerodynamics, including a massive adjustable rear wing and aggressive front splitters that change their angle based on speed and driving mode. It also comes with a full underbody diffuser to keep it glued to the road at high speeds. The result is a machine that doesn't just look fast, it dominates the track. Speaking of the track, Ford claims the Mustang GTD can lap the Nürburgring in under 7 minutes. That's right, a road-legal Mustang that's in the same league as the best European supercars. Part of that capability comes from the suspension. Instead of traditional setups, the GTD uses a pushrod suspension design similar to Formula One and Le Mans cars. It's fully adjustable, with adaptive dampers and variable ride height. In track mode, the car drops nearly 40 millimeters closer to the ground, improving downforce and cornering. Combine that with Michelin Pilot Sport Cup 2R tires wrapped around forged magnesium wheels, and you've got grip levels that are almost unreal. On the outside, the GTD looks absolutely brutal. The wide stance, low splitter, massive rear diffuser, and gigantic rear wing make it look like something straight out of a video game. Every vent and curve has a purpose: to cool, channel air, or improve performance. You can get it in a variety of finishes, including a liquid carbon option that exposes the raw carbon fiber body for a race-bred aesthetic. The presence it carries is unlike any Mustang before it. Park it anywhere, and it steals the spotlight instantly. Inside, the GT blends luxury with race-ready focus. You'll find a digital cockpit with customizable displays, Recaro racing seats that hug you tight, and Alcantara combined with carbon fiber everywhere. Ford removed unnecessary weight wherever possible but kept just enough creature comforts to make it road-friendly. You can even choose titanium paddle shifters and a custom 3D printed rotary gear selector made from titanium, taken from a retired Lockheed Martin F-22 fighter jet. Yes, Ford went that far. Every part of the interior screams performance while still feeling premium and exclusive, driving the Mustang. GTD isn't just about power, it's about control. The steering is razor sharp, and with the advanced aerodynamics and that incredible suspension. Today, we're talking about a machine that has every car lover buzzing. A name that drags the golden age of muscle straight into the future. The all-new 2026 Plymouth Fish Cuda. This isn't just a car. It's a resurrection, a rebirth of American muscle that dares to challenge the modern automotive scene while paying homage to one of the most iconic legends to ever roar down the strip. When you first lay eyes on the 2026 Fish Cuda, you can tell it means business. The design is a perfect blend of retro attitude and futuristic aggression. It's got that unmistakable long hood and short deck, but with modern aerodynamic refinement. The front fascia commands attention with a wide, blacked-out grille framed by sleek LED headlights that almost glare back at you. The hood features subtle power bulges hinting at the monster beneath, and the body lines flow with muscle and precision, giving off that ready-to-pounce vibe even when it's standing still. The rear end keeps it authentic with classic Cuda-style taillights, reimagined in LED form and a bold, sick fish badge that glows faintly when the lights are on, adding that perfect touch of menace. Underneath all that style is pure, unapologetic power. Rumor has it the 2026 Plymouth Fish Cuda will come equipped with a supercharged 6.4-liter HEMI-inspired V8 engine pumping out somewhere between 750 and 800 horsepower. Some insiders even whisper about an optional performance package pushing past the 850 mark. The torque? Brutal, instant, the kind that snaps your head back and makes your heart race. Power is sent to the rear wheels through a lightning-fast 8-speed dual-clutch transmission, delivering seamless shifts and total control. For the die-hard purists, there's talk of a limited manual transmission version, a true nod to the old-school crowd that still believes a muscle car should be rode by hand. Step inside, and the cabin makes it clear that this isn't your granddad's Cuda, it's an environment where retro, CHAR meets cutting-edge technology. The interior features premium Alcantara, leather-wrapped sport seats with bold stitching, and a flat-bottom steering wheel that feels ripped straight from a track-ready machine. The dashboard blends analog inspiration with digital innovation. A massive central touchscreen handles navigation, performance modes, and infotainment, while an old-school-inspired digital cluster displays revs, boost, and engine temperature in bold, colorful graphics. There's even a heritage mode that reconfigures the display to look like classic 1970s gauges, a perfect touch for those nostalgic night drives. The performance doesn't just stop with straight-line power. The 2026 Fish Cuda features a fully adaptive suspension system that adjusts damping in milliseconds. Whether you're carving through corners or tearing down a drag strip, the system keeps you balanced and planted. Brembo carbon ceramic brakes offer insane stopping power, while wide Michelin Pilot sport tires grip the road like glue. Aerodynamic improvements like an active front splitter and retractable rear spoiler help manage airflow, making the Cuda not only fast but stable even at insane speeds. And yes, it sounds every bit as wild as you'd hope. The exhaust note is pure muscle music, deep, raw, and alive. It's got that crackle and burble that gives you goosebumps, and when you punch it, the roar echoes like thunder. For those late-night city drives, you can even switch to stealth mode, which quiets the exhaust slightly so you don't wake the neighborhood, but let's be honest, who's using that? One of the most fascinating parts of this car is what it represents. Plymouth as a brand has been silent for decades, fading into the pages of automotive. All-new 2026 Chevrolet Corvette Zora. This isn't just another Corvette. This is the pinnacle of what the American sports car has evolved into. It's bold, futuristic, and powerful enough to take on the biggest names in the hypercar world. The name Zora pays tribute to Zora Arkus Duntov, the man known as the father of the Corvette, who dreamed of creating a mid-engine Corvette decades before it became reality. Now, his vision has been taken to its absolute extreme. In a car that blends raw combustion power with cutting-edge hybrid technology, underneath it's sleek and aggressive. Bodywork lies a twin-turbocharged 5.5-liter flat-plane crank V8. Engine known internally as the LT7, but that's only part of the story. The Zora also incorporates a front-mounted electric motor, making it the first fully all-wheel drive Corvette with hybrid assistance. Together, this system is rumored to produce an astonishing 1,200 to 1,250 horsepower, with some insiders even suggesting it could push slightly higher. That combination of gasoline fury and electric torque means this car isn't just fast. It's going to obliterate performance records. The acceleration figures being discussed are almost unbelievable. Thanks to instant electric torque from the front axle, traction from all four wheels, and the lightning-quick dual-clutch transmission. The Corvette Zora is expected to sprint from 0 to 60 miles per hour in under 2 seconds. That's hypercar territory, matching or even surpassing cars that cost several times more. But Chevrolet isn't chasing numbers for bragging rights. They're engineering this car to dominate both the street and the track. Every element from the aerodynamics to the suspension has been fine-tuned for extreme precision and control. The design language of the Zora screams performance. It's wider, lower, and more aggressive than any Corvette before it. Every vent, scoop, and crease serves a purpose, helping to cool the twin-turbo engine and the hybrid system while generating serious downforce. Expect a more pronounced rear wing, active aerodynamics that adjust on the fly, and a carbon fiber heavy body to keep the weight manageable despite the hybrid components. The rear fascia houses massive quad exhaust tips and an engine cover that gives you a glimpse of the mechanical beast beneath. Up front, the electric system's cooling ducts are seamlessly integrated into the design, making the car both beautiful and functional. Inside, Chevrolet has completely reimagined the cockpit. Gone is the long strip of buttons seen in previous Corvettes. In its place is a much cleaner, driver-focused layout with a larger central touchscreen and high-resolution digital displays. The materials are top-notch with carbon fiber, Alcantara, and premium leather throughout. It feels like a fighter jet for the road, wrapping around the driver in a cocoon of technology and precision. Expect features like customizable drive modes, hybrid energy displays, and data telemetry designed to help track enthusiasts push the car to its limits. On the performance side, the Zora's chassis has been extensively upgraded to handle the additional power and torque. The all-wheel drive system isn't just about traction. It's designed for handling balance, allowing torque vectoring between the front and rear for razor-sharp cornering. The suspension is expected to use advanced magnetic ride control, constantly adapting to the road surface and driving conditions. Massive carbon ceramic brakes will bring this beast to a stop with surgical precision, with braking forces likely exceeding 1.8 to 1.9 gigaseconds, numbers you'd normally see in pure race cars. One of the most fascinating aspects of the Zora is how Chevrolet is managing to bridge traditional performance with modern hybrid efficiency. While the electric motor's main role is performance enhancement, It also contributes to better fuel efficiency during cruising, offering limited electric-only operation for short distances. It's not about going green, it's about going faster, smarter, and harder than ever before. The hybrid system can deliver instant torque fill between gear shifts and enhance acceleration out of corners, something pure combustion engines can't match. In terms of sound, the Zora promises to be a sensory experience. The flat-plane V8 will deliver a high-pitched, exotic scream, while the turbochargers add a layer of whoosh and whine, and the electric motor fills any gaps with silent fury. The combination creates a soundtrack unlike any Corvette before it, one that bridges the gap between classic muscle and futuristic technology. When it comes to price and availability, expect exclusivity. The Zora will sit at the very top of the Corvette lineup. Above the Z06 and the upcoming ZR1, early estimates place the price somewhere north of $250,000, possibly closer to $300,000 depending on options. The 2026 Ford Mustang Boss 429. If you thought muscle cars were fading into history, think again, because Ford is bringing back a name that represents raw power, legendary performance, and unfiltered attitude. The original Boss 429 was born in the late 1960s as a homologation special for NASCAR, stuffed with a massive 429 cubic inch V8 that roared like thunder and dominated drag strips. For 2026, Ford isn't just reviving a badge. It's reinventing a legend for a new generation that craves both nostalgia and next-level engineering. Right away, the exterior of the 2026 Boss 429 screams presence. It's wider, lower, and more aggressive than the standard Mustang, with a stance that feels glued to the road. The front fascia is dominated by a deep, sculpted grille and an aerodynamic splitter that channels airflow like a true race car. The hood bulge returns, paying homage to the original model, but this time it's functional, feeding cool air directly into the powerhouse beneath. The wide fenders accommodate massive performance tires that hug lightweight forged wheels, while the rear features a subtle ducktail spoiler, quad exhaust outlets, and bold Boss 429 badging that lets everyone know this isn't an ordinary Mustang. Ford has managed to blend old-school muscle with cutting-edge design, keeping the silhouette unmistakably Mustang, but sharpening every line for modern aerodynamics. Under that bulging hood lies the heart of this beast. Ford is rumored to be using a heavily upgraded version of its 7.3-liter Godzilla V8 engine, naturally aspirated and tuned to deliver a staggering 800 horsepower. Some insiders say there could even be a limited production variant pushing past that mark. Whatever the final figure, it's clear that this engine is designed for purists who crave that mechanical connection between driver and machine. There's no hybrid system here, no electric assist, just a massive V8 breathing through a performance-tuned intake and exhaling through an active exhaust system that promises one of the most ferocious roars ever to come from a production Mustang. Power is sent exclusively to the rear wheels through either a 6-speed manual transmission for the diehard enthusiasts or a lightning-fast 10-speed automatic for those chasing the quickest possible shifts. Performance is where this car truly earns its legendary badge. Early test numbers suggest 0 to 60 miles per hour in the low 3-second range and a top speed that could surpass 200 miles per hour. That's supercar territory. Yet the Boss 429 remains true to its muscle car roots, with a focus on straight-line brutality and a visceral driving feel. Ford's Magnerite suspension system helps balance everyday drivability with track-ready precision, while a reinforced chassis keeps the car composed under heavy cornering. Brembo Performance brakes bring it all to a stop with surgical precision, and the new traction and stability systems allow for adjustable levels of driver control. On the track, this car is expected to deliver lap times that rival European exotics, proving that the Mustang isn't just muscle, it's evolution. Slide into the interior and you'll find a cockpit designed for both performance and comfort. Ford has created a space that celebrates its racing heritage while embracing modern technology. You're greeted by premium materials leather, suede, carbon fiber, and prominently displayed Boss 429 logos that remind you of the car's pedigree. The seats are heavily bolstered for spirited driving, yet comfortable enough for long highway cruises. A massive 13-inch digital instrument cluster blends seamlessly with a central touchscreen running Ford's latest SYNC 5 system, complete with Apple CarPlay, Android Auto, and real-time performance telemetry. The flat-bottom steering wheel feels precise and tactile, and the start-stop button glows red, inviting you to unleash the beast under the hood. Today, we're diving into something that's shaking the entire muscle car community, the rebirth of an American icon, the 2026 Plymouth Roadrunner. After decades of silence, the Roadrunner name has finally returned. And it's making a statement that blends raw power, nostalgic styling, and next-generation technology into one unforgettable ride. Asterisk, the original Plymouth Roadrunner, launched back in 1968, was a true symbol of what made American muscle cars special, affordable performance, raw character, and a V8 soundtrack that could wake up the entire neighborhood. It wasn't about luxury or comfort. It was about going fast, looking tough, and giving drivers an experience that was pure adrenaline. Now, over 50 years later, Plymouth is bringing that same spirit back to life, but with a 2026 twist, modern design, cutting-edge performance, and enough nostalgia to make classic car fans smile. Asterisk. The design of the 2026 Roadrunner is nothing short of breathtaking. It's muscular, bold, and instantly recognizable. The front fascia features a wide, low stance with a bold Plymouth script stretched across the grille, a callback to the original design. The headlights are sleek LED units, and the hood features aggressive scoops that hint at the beast underneath. The side profile is all about power, long, sculpted lines, bulging fenders, and massive wheels that hug the ground. The rear end doesn't disappoint either, with a wide taillight bar, subtle Roadrunner badging, and a low diffuser that adds just the right touch of modern aggression. It's a perfect mix of retro charm and futuristic attitude. And when you see it on the road, there's no mistaking what it is. Asterisk, under the hood is where the magic truly happens. The new Roadrunner isn't just a name revival, it's a performance monster. Plymouth is expected to offer multiple powertrains, starting with a naturally aspirated 6.4-liter Hemi V8 pushing around 500 horsepower. And for those who want absolute chaos, there's a rumored supercharged 6.2-liter variant producing well over 700 horsepower. Some sources even suggest a hybrid or twin-turbo V6 option to meet modern emissions standards without sacrificing performance. With all that power sent to the rear wheels, you can expect the 0 to 60 miles per hour time to drop below 4 seconds, depending on the configuration. It's built to compete directly with modern muscle icons like the Dodge Challenger, Ford Mustang Dark Horse, and Chevy Camaro ZL1, while still maintaining that unmistakable moper personality. Asterisk, the interior of the 2026 Roadrunner strikes a balance between old-school charm and modern luxury. Step inside and you'll notice nods to the original Roadrunner's simplicity, but this time everything feels refined and futuristic. There's a fully digital driver display, a large central touchscreen loaded with performance data, and a retro-inspired steering wheel with modern controls integrated seamlessly. The materials are premium, soft leather, brushed aluminum, and even some carbon fiber accents for those who opt for the high-performance trim. Despite being a muscle car at heart, the new Roadrunner doesn't feel bare bones. It's designed for everyday driving, offering heated and ventilated seats, smartphone connectivity, and advanced driver assistance features that make it usable in modern traffic without losing its edge. Asterisk, performance-wise, this car is more than a straight-line speed demon. Plymouth engineers have worked hard to make sure the handling matches the power. The chassis is stiff, the suspension is adaptive, and the steering offers incredible feedback. Whether you're cruising down a highway or carving through a winding road, the 2026 Roadrunner promises to feel alive in your hands. Brembo brakes provide massive stopping power. 2026 Pontiac Firebird Trans Am for decades. Enthusiasts have been waiting for this moment. The return of one of the most iconic muscle cars ever to grace the asphalt. And now, it's finally here, redesigned, re-engineered, and reborn for the modern age while keeping every ounce of its wild soul intact. From the very first glance, the 2026 Firebird Trans Am doesn't just grab attention, it demands it. The design team clearly drew deep inspiration from the golden era of the Trans Am, combining the aggressive stance and distinctive lines of the past with the sharp sophistication of modern automotive design. The front fascia is a masterpiece of intimidation, featuring a wide, low-slung grille, sharp LED headlights, and a sculpted hood that breathes power. You can practically feel the attitude before even starting the engine. The side profile stays faithful to the classic proportions: long hood, short rear deck, muscular fenders, and that unmistakable flow from roof to tail. Around back, the quad exhausts and sleek LED tail lamps remind you this car isn't just here to look good. It's here to perform. Pop the hood, and you find the beating heart that defines this machine. The 2026 Firebird Trans Am is rumored to pack a supercharged 6.2-liter V8, pushing over 700 horsepower, with some insiders whispering that it might even climb as high as 750 horses. That number alone puts it right in the league of modern American performance beasts like the Hellcat and the ZL1, but the Firebird adds its own unique flavor of fury. Acceleration from 0 to 60 is expected to land in the 3.3-second range, and the car's top speed? Over 200 miles per hour. That's not just nostalgia, that's domination. But it's not all brute force. Pontiac engineers, working alongside specialty tuning teams, have equipped the Firebird with adaptive suspension, performance traction management, and Brembo brakes that can stop the car as fiercely as it goes. You get launch control, configurable drive modes, and even an active exhaust system that can switch from neighborhood-friendly to track-ready aggression with the press of a button. Step inside, and it's clear this isn't the stripped-down cabin of yesterday's muscle cars. The interior feels premium, modern, and purpose-built. The driver sits low in bolstered sport seats wrapped in Alcantara and leather, with the iconic screaming chicken emblem stitched proudly into the headrests. The dashboard blends analog soul with digital brains. A massive touchscreen sits at the center, controlling everything from performance telemetry to entertainment, while a customizable digital cluster puts your speed, revs, and G-forces right in your face. The flat-bottom steering wheel feels thick and tactile, with paddle shifters that snap through gears instantly. Pontiac didn't forget about the fans of the old-school T-tops either. A removable roof option brings back that wind-in-your-hair freedom, paying tribute to the glory days of the late 70s and early 80s Trans Ams, when these cars ruled the highways and movie screens alike. And speaking of heritage, it's impossible to talk about the Firebird without mentioning its legacy. Born in the late 1960s as Pontiac's answer to the Camaro and Mustang, the Firebird quickly carved out its own identity. The Trans Am variant, named after the famous racing series, became a legend in its own right. From the black and gold Bandit edition made famous by Burt Reynolds to the WS6 Ram Air Beasts of the late 90s, this nameplate has always stood for speed, style, and defiance. The 2026 model carries that spirit forward, proving that even in an era dominated by electric motors and hybrids, raw American muscle still has a place and a heartbeat. Driving the new Firebird Trans Am is said to be an experience that balances brute power with surprising refinement. In comfort mode, the adaptive suspension softens up, the exhaust quiets down, and the car cruises effortlessly, ready for a cross-country drive. But flip it into sport or track mode and everything changes. The throttle response sharpens, the exhaust opens up, and the V8 growl becomes a symphony of combustion and fury. The steering tightens, the suspension lowers, and suddenly you're not just driving, you're commanding. Every corner becomes an event. Every straightaway an invitation to unleash what's hiding under the hood. It's mechanical theater, the kind that makes your pulse quicken and your grin widen. Tech-wise, Pontiac has ensured that the Firebird keeps up with modern demands. The infotainment system supports over-the-air updates, wireless Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, and integrated performance data logging. Safety features include adaptive cruise control, blind spot detection, lane keeping assist, and a 360-degree camera system, proving that even a beast like this can still play nice when it needs to. For purists, a 6-speed manual transmission is available, a rare gift in today's world, while others can opt for a lightning-fast 10-speed automatic with paddle shifters. It's the best of both worlds, allowing each driver to choose how connected they want to be to the machine. Now, about availability. Pontiac's revival under a specialty performance division means production will likely be limited. Each unit will be hand-assembled with attention to detail, making it more of a collector's item than a mass-market vehicle. Pricing hasn't been officially announced, but insiders estimate a starting point around $90,000 for the base performance model, climbing to $120,000 or more for special editions. That might sound steep, but for what it delivers, heritage, power, exclusivity, and raw soul, it's worth every penny to the right buyer. Enthusiasts around the world, especially in markets like the Middle East and South Asia, are already eyeing imports despite high tariffs and logistics, simply because cars like this are timeless symbols of freedom and